Castle Hill are experts at helping you to manage third-party risk. So we have a number of different ways in which he can help you. We have a number of accelerators associated with our offerings, especially for RSA Archer, but fundamentally, we're experts. Right? We are the experts within the third-party risk space, and our service offerings go the full gamut from helping you with the technology side of it, so helping you with your Archer implementation and those capabilities, making sure that your program is set up effectively, that you have good quality information going through your inherent risk questionnaires, your other initial evaluations that you're doing of the vendors overall. We then also actually facilitate the vendor assessment process itself. So we'll work with the program teams. We'll actually get the assessments out to the vendors. We'll use our assessment portal. We'll do a lot of different capabilities within third-party risk. But fundamentally, this is one of the cornerstones of our business. It's some of the capabilities that we first implemented our GRC as a service offering in. And so it's one of our most mature GRC as a service gold offerings, where we can actually outsource most of the process from your organization, take all of that administrative burden away, and do it in a very, very cost-effective mechanism. So we interact with the third parties and fourth parties in many cases in a number of different ways. And so we do that we have a call center, right? So we have actual people who will respond to the vendors if they have questions about how they're supposed to respond to a questionnaire, what kind of information do they need, what are the typical types of people in their organization they may need to reach out to, all of those different things. So they can easily pick up the phone, talk to one of our analysts, and our analysts can actually guide them through the process because we have the expertise. Our teams are expert at doing this. We also can work with the vendors to ensure that the quality of the information is good. So as a vendor or the respondent brings that information back to the platform, our analysts go and do a first quality check of that information. So we ensure that it's actually a SOC document, not a picture of someone's dog, as cute as the dog may be. Bringing that information and doing that quality check is a key part of that capability. The third part, and this is a very subtle benefit that actually happens, is that we also help them to do it in a more timely fashion. And so by doing it in a more timely fashion, you actually end up with better vendor relations. So because our folks are used to working with the vendor, helping them to understand how to do this process in our GRC as a service gold methodology, it actually helps them to be more efficient, and they'll actually want to do more business with you because they understand that they're going to get the help, that you care about them as a vendor, and we're going to do that capability more effectively. For third-party risk, we have the Castle Hill Assessment Portal. And the Castle Hill Assessment Portal, or the CAP as we like to call it, is something which we actually built for our own internal use first, and now our clients are using it as well. So we built it for our own internal use because, again, our whole way to be effective is by having a good dialogue with your vendors, right? We want to be efficient in that whole conversation around these are the questions that you need to answer, this is the type of evidence that we need, these are the documents that we need to make sure that we're actually answering these questions effectively. So that whole dialogue that we talk about having that conversation with the actual vendors to make sure that they're giving you good quality information or that they even understand what it is that they should be responding to, all of that actually happens in the portal. So we're not polluting your Archer environment with information that may be questionable or may not be very effective or may be completely incomplete. Right? So the Castle Hill Assessment Portal is something which is very effective at doing that. It brings the assessment and questionnaire information out of Archer into the portal. The portal then is how we interact with the vendor. That's where they respond to the questions, where they put all their assessments. Our analysts do a quality check of the data to validate that it's there, that's not a picture of someone's dog instead of their SOC document, any of those sort of activities, and make sure that when we actually hit submit, when the data moves back into your Archer environment, it's as good a quality as it possibly can be, knowing that there may be findings which we would identify as part of this process, knowing that there is going to be a conversation that potentially happened with the vendor, which is also captured and auditable through the entire process, and just having that ability to say, yep, we're 10% along, we're 30% along through the constant communication that's happening back and forth between the Archer platform, your Archer platform, and the Castle Hill Assessment Portal. So it's a great accelerator to really make this process more effective and more efficient across the board. Castle Hill's offering, the uniqueness is that we have that call center, right? So that's at the end of the day. We have the third-party risk professionals who can actually help to make sure that this process is working effectively. And that's a benefit on both sides, right? It's a benefit for you as our client because you have professionals who are working through this. They do this every day for a number of clients. They have the ability to help your program be more effective, to drive out the capabilities, make sure that your questionnaires are really getting to what you're trying to do from a program perspective, right? So all of that information that you're gathering is really headed towards what you're doing from a program perspective. And it also helps the vendors, again, because we have those folks who can help them through the process to be more efficient, to be more effective, and that really makes them a better vendor, a happier vendor, and to make sure that your data is much more timely and much more effective overall. GRC as a service, third-party risk gold solution is something which we find most of our customers are able to then decrease their overall cost for third-party risk management. And this is something which is very important to us. It's why, again, we built the Castle Hill assessment portal, was to be more efficient in the process. And we can be extremely efficient because we have the professionals, we have the analysts, we have all the tools to do this. So this may be a situation where you're able to expand your capability for the same amount of money that you spend today. It's a situation where we can do this more efficiently, and so you can drive out different types of risk assessments across different industries, any different capability that you have. So at the end of the day, all of our customers find that this is something which is actually driving down the cost of doing this third-party capability while improving the maturity of their third-party risk program.